Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading. Today we are seeing what portals and other energy activations are opening up for you guys. This will resonate for all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Let's get right into it. First message, we've got victory. Would you look at that? All right, Scorpio, have you been working towards something? Perhaps you've been trying to make some changes in your life, or you've had a project going on, or you're just, you've just been going through life one day at a time. So for some of you here, victory is on the horizon, okay? You're almost at this finish line and you are right at the top of your game. For others of you, celebrate your successes, celebrate your wins here, because we sometimes do just go through day-to-day life, and we forget that sometimes life isn't always easy. Sometimes it's a little bit challenging, to say the least, but here you are, you're at the top of your game. You've accomplished some wonderful things, and every single day you are a winner. So celebrate all your victories, no matter how big, no matter how small. Celebrate you, the courage that you have shown, the lessons that you have learned, and just really do celebrate those things, because those are the things that make us feel alive and connected. Sometimes, those are those life lessons that we all have to go through. We do also have the message with victory here that you may really be just reaching the finish line of something, whether it's the end of a cycle, the end of a project, the end of a journey. The victory in your world may not necessarily be really obvious at the moment, okay? Because this is a portal that's opening up for you, okay? So, whatever it happens to be, just relax, take some deep breaths, and, maybe kind of, curl up in an armchair with a cool drink or a hot beverage, and, just kind of let your mind wander. And what have I been going through lately? How have I evolved? What have I learned, right? What struggles have I overcome? And you will see all of those victories. You will see all of those wins, okay? So embrace this victorious energy, because that's really who you are, okay? So don't sell yourself short. Olympus. Look at that. Now, Olympus is an interesting place. Of course, Olympus is a real place. Okay. And actually, I can't wait to see it. I am going there in a couple of months. So quite unexpectedly, actually, because we had a trip planned, but itinerary change, and we weren't even supposed to go to Greece, and now we are. And we're going to Olympus. So, but Olympus is, in Greek mythology, Olympus is the mountain where all the divinities reside. Okay, we've got a door, we've got a portal here, we've got, we've got this huge mountain. You are standing at the portal. This is a rare energy and a rare opportunity to, to connect with all of the gods and goddesses. All right. A lot of what we look at, these days is connected back to mythology, and very often Greek mythology, right? We've got Egyptian as well, but the Greek one is quite prevalent in a lot of areas. So the story playing out for you, interesting that it should come up, because this does say there's some sort of epic story, epic tale that is playing out for you. And what are you going to do? Win at it, right? With that victor energy. So it's absolutely beautiful. The portal of Olympus here does remind you to enlist some sort of divine power to help you to cross that finish line, to help you to maybe, celebrate your success and then start on something new, right? One ending leads to a beginning, right? It's always the way that it goes. So, connect with some divine powers that be. This can also be a reminder to where you come from, because some people who receive this card, this is showing you your past life. You have evolved, you have descended from Mount Olympus, And before you came here into this life, you went through an epic evolution. And so this is showing you that you may also be going through an epic revolution, or evolution, I should say, right now. And it's not an easy metamorphosis, remembering who you are, where you came from, connecting with your past lives, embracing who you are and who you're evolving into, whatever it happens to be, right? You're not alone. There's other people, friends and allies that are going through the same thing. They can help you. So this can be a call to connect with like-minded people who are going through similar experiences as you are, or as you have been, right? But this is a huge divine presence here for you. Okay, you will benefit from working with a certain deity or groups of deities. Okay, so so whether you work with Zeus, you're ruled by Pluto, right? Pluto is connected with Hades. Okay, so go look up some Greek mythology if you aren't already familiar, because there can be some really deep connections there, and some help and support. But your gift here is your ability to connect with all of these deities and gods and goddesses, especially anything that hails from Greek mythology right now. Beautiful card. Let's see what else is activating and opening up for you guys. And I really feel that, with this Olympus message coming out here, because there is this massive portal, it's a very powerful time for you. Maybe it's just about reclaiming your power and remembering who you are, remembering your true gifts and abilities, because maybe you've been going through something where you have kept yourself small, or allowed someone else to keep you small in some way. So this is a very vibrant, powerful time for you. We have the Akashic Stargate. Wow, guys. Okay. Aligned with purpose, crossroads, and no wrong path. Okay, so the Akashic Records, if you're not familiar with them, think of it as a giant universal library of information. You can access your Akashic Records, your past lives, going back infinite, right? An infinite amount of time. You can also, when we connect with the Akashic Records, we can also sometimes get a glimpse into the future. Now, the future, of course, to speak the words of Yoda, the future is forever in motion, right? And it is, because every decision that we make can actually alter our course, right? If we stay on the course, and if we stay in the same energy that we're in now, right, then of course we can see the future. But if we see a car crash coming up ahead, we're going to try and take a detour, right? And then that will change the outcome. So the future is forever in motion, but you can learn a lot about yourself and your past by connecting with the Akashic Records. So this is really opening up for you. And again, your divine powers are, really highlighted for you right now as well. All right. So whether maybe some of you have been thinking about connecting with the Akashic Records, maybe you've, been curious about them. And so this is like a big sign for you, right? It's like, yes, go and learn about them. Go and connect with them. Now, you can go and see a practitioner that is well-versed in helping you connect with your own Akashic Records, but you can also do it yourself. Okay. I would say a word of caution, okay, just because, and it's not a word of caution like scary, it's a word of caution about frustration, okay, because it can take multiple tries, all right, to really get that connection established. It's all about practice, all about, intention, okay. There's guided meditations you can use. There's crystals that are attuned with the Akashic field that can help you. But you may need to try a few different things. But one of the most important things that I will say, just like a spiritual awakening or spiritual growth, every single person's experience is completely different. Okay, there might be some parallels, there might be some similarities, right? But overall experience, very different. What I see and what I feel and what I connect with, okay, might be completely different than your experience, right? One person might see crystal palaces, one person might see like this, ancient library of hand cut stone, whatever it happens. Some people just see like this brilliant field of stars and light, whatever it happens to be, right? Your experience is going to be unique to you. So try not to, I would focus on the process rather than the outcome, okay? And let go of expectations, all right? Because even though this is a Stargate, a portal opening for you, be a lot easier for you to connect right now than ever before, okay? It still sometimes may take a little while, okay? So don't get frustrated, just be open to your journey and open to the perspective, all right? But the Akashic Stargate, this is also your ability to cross through a portal through space and time to connect with a whole other universe. It can be like, connecting with things like wormholes and things like that if you want to get really out there with this energy. This can be really about connecting with the spiritual realm in multiple different ways. Okay, but ultimately, this is transporting you to a place that can maybe show you the answers to your questions, or maybe align you with your purpose or whatever it is for you. Okay, but you're at a crossroads right now. Okay, there's no wrong path ahead for you. Sometimes we're faced with decisions, and sometimes we, kind of fret over the path that we're going to take, right? And sometimes that can paralyze us with fear. Trust in your path, and trust that no matter where you are, no matter where you're headed, you are exactly where you're meant to be, even if it's not a comfortable place, okay? Because there's probably something that's aligning with your soul contract that you need to experience or you need to learn. And sometimes those things are pleasant and wonderful, and sometimes they're ugly, right? So, but trust wherever you are, wherever you end up, whatever path you choose is always the right one for you. And there is no wrong path. Let's get a few more cards out here for you guys. We're going to grab some anchor cards here. That here. We've got the Devil. Okay. So we'll flip over the rest of the cards and come back to that bad boy. We've got the Two of Swords. There's your crossroads. Okay. Do I go left? Do I go right? Now, the Devil card isn't necessarily always a bad card, right? First and foremost, the Devil is our shadow side, right? And fear of making a bad choice, fear of choosing a path, right? Just like we just said with that Akashic Stargate card, right? There's portals opening for you. There's paths opening for you. You're at a crossroads, but there's no wrong path. Don't be afraid to choose a course. Don't be afraid to try something. Okay? Face fear in the eye. And of course, so that Devil card shows up just to slam that message home. Got the Ace of Swords here as well. So trust in your process. Trust in your focus. We can use, whenever the swords come out, it is about our focus. It can be about our communication, our thoughts, our ideas, obviously about communication. But when we get the Ace of Swords, we get a huge yes. Okay. Yes, I've chosen. Yes, I've chosen correctly. Yes, I trust on my path. This can be messages and communication that we get from beyond, from spirit, from your Akashic field, from your your gods and goddesses out of Mount Olympus that are helping you, right? The Ace of Swords is a massive yes card. It can also be one where I've gotten a vision and I'm moving forward on my vision, on my path. This can be a new sense of aha, like eureka, okay? But we can use the swords to cut away the Devil card from anything holding us back. We can also use that sword of power and strength to take our power and strength back, right? That Devil energy can certainly represent control. Remember, we said that, maybe some of you have been keeping yourself small. You've allowed someone to take your power, take your control. Now it's time with the Ace of Swords, right, to take your power back, or at least just to recognize, all right, where these things have been happening. Okay. It's time to reclaim your power and your strength. But that sword can help us cut away people, thoughts, situations, okay, that are keeping us held back. Okay. But I also do feel here that, through your struggles and challenges, all right, there is a victory. The Ace of Swords is a victory, right? We've got the victory card coming out here for you, right? Hallelujah. This is a great, great thing. There's growth here for you as well. So the Devil card also always is a cautionary tale, right? Because it can bring with it this bad boy, right? It can bring with it not just our shadow side, but, also those things that do keep us trapped in our human world: obsessions, temptations, materialism, things like that. But the Devil card, because there's some obsession there's some like singular focus, it can speak to our ambition, and that can be a cautionary tale there, because sometimes if we're super ambitious, we can do things along our path to ambition to achieve, right, what we want to achieve in a not so nice way, right? You ever worked with, some of those maybe A-type personalities or something where it's like, no one's going to stand in my way. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to the top. And sometimes that's not pretty. Sometimes that's not honest either. Okay, so if you are dealing with people like that, or maybe you, sometimes fall into that realm as well, you are recognizing that now. And it's like, how can I do better? How can I be more honest with my intent? Right. And, we all have that. Right. It's just like, oh, yeah, I did that thing. Or Scorpio, revenge. Right. Yes, Scorpio, sometimes you can be quite intent on something and not letting something go. But this can eat away at you. Right. I've got a few Scorpios in my life, in my world, and that is one of their traits. It's the scorpion, right? That is your your symbol, and that sting of the tail can be quite sharp, right? And it can be hard to let go of things like that, right? So when we recognize that in ourselves, Ace of Swords, I recognize it. I see it truthfully. I'm not ashamed of it. It's part of who I am. But with this sword, I can stop this in its tracks, and because I can recognize it quicker, because I'm being honest with myself, right? So we can go through our shadow side that way. So you are being asked here to kind of explore your shadow side, face your fears, do some things that scare you, choose wisely, but at a crossroads here, be prepared for something to end, for a cycle to complete, for something to change, but also, right, with the power, right, to overcome. And that's that energy that's in you, and that's being activated, right? Your power to overcome anything. Woo! Let's get a few more cards. There we go. Take those. Woo, we'll take that one as well. Thank you very much. And okay, we're very jumpy there with all of those, so we'll take all of those. All right. Thank you. Okay. We've got the Three of Wands, looking out into the future. Got the King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Two of Cups, and we've got the Temperance card there as well. Okay. So the Temperance card is very interesting. Temperance card is our guardian angel. Okay, it's also Sagittarius energy. It is also about patience, everything in moderation, forgiveness, healing, and balance. Okay, a little spiritual alchemy going on here as well. And we've got the devil. So if you've ever watched all those old Looney Tunes cartoons, got Bugs Bunny, and we got the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. Okay, and that's kind of, they're at opposite ends of the scale, but the angel shall prevail. Okay, so when you're faced with temptation, right, devil card, temptation, okay, those lowbrow energies there, rise above it. Okay, with that temperance card, you can prevail, you can overcome any negativity in your world. You have the power to make different choices. You have the power to change your life, right? So don't keep yourself small, keep yourself big. Okay, and that temperance card there, right? The good, the honest, the truthful shall prevail. Okay, rise above. But we do have the Three of Wands. We got the King of Pentacles, we got the Page of Pentacles. With that Nine of Swords, that's us. Okay, that's you guys, right? That's falling into a trap here. Okay, Nine of Swords is anxious energy, overthinking, too much in our head, not enough in our heart. Okay, being fearful, being afraid. All right. So it feels like here that, open your heart, open your mind, be ready for an opportunity, because that Three of Wands, yes, it can be one of travel. It can be one of going out and having fun, making plans, but it's like we've already kind of made some plans here with this. We've made a choice and now we're just waiting for that right opportunity, or we're keeping an open heart and an open mind for something to change or for something to come in for us, right? It's one of I'm waiting for my ship to come in. I'm waiting for, for something to come my way, but we're open to different possibilities with that Three of Wands. So it can be really quite wonderful. King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and we do have the Two of Cups here. So some of you maybe are waiting on some sort of commitment, or you have been really committed to something and now something's coming together for you. Something is aligning for you. I do feel some of you here have perhaps had some imbalance in your life. The Two of Swords up here, yes, it can be about a crossroads. It can be about making decisions, okay, but it can be about indecision, right? But it can also be one where we need to focus on balance. And, so some of you here have been very, very focused on your material world, right? With the King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. I do feel here that you are about to get some sort of an offer or a dividend or payback, something here that you've been working your way towards very diligently, very patiently, because the Page of Pentacles quite often does bring in some gifts and opportunities, or some knowledge, some wisdom, okay, that can be there for you. All right, but I do think something is going to pay off handsomely for you here. Again, that victory energy, it may come from a person, it may be something that you asked for, or maybe something that is gifted to you out of the blue. Okay, the King of Pentacles can be a very generous benefactor. The kings are, of course, successful. They're leaders. And the King of Pentacles is very knowledgeable, very wise, also very abundant in that energy, and, very generous. Really does embrace some generosity. So you could have a benefactor here somewhere, but of course, this can be a result of your hard work and dedication, right? You're successful and now you're on to the next best thing. Okay, or you're enjoying your success in some way, okay? But with the Two of Cups, it is about commitment. It's also about reconnecting or connecting with your higher self, with spirit. And Temperance card here, that connection is always there and ready for you. Okay, sometimes we forget about that because we're caught up in material world here, even though there's some good things there, but we're out of alignment. So it now feels like here that we are coming back into alignment, right? That balance between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. And when things are like that, our anxieties, our fears tend to be laid to rest, or we can deal with them a lot better, a lot easier. Okay. I also do feel here that some of you are on a quest. You might be on a quest for knowledge and experiences, especially in your path on your spiritual growth. The Page of Pentacles is very bookwormy. Okay, likes to bury her nose in a book, sit out in a field, on a blanket and a pillow, and just kind of plow through like some sort of encyclopedia or something. And so it does feel like here that some of you do want to master something in your spiritual realm. And there can be some frustration and anxiety over that, the Nine of Swords. Okay. But especially, anything to do with Akashic records can be the quest for knowledge here. Also with your wonderful Greek mythology there, and how it really does still connect to this very day to our world. Okay. But with this Nine of Swords, okay, this can be about waking up in the middle of the night. Spirits tapping on your door, trying to get your attention. And that does quite often happen with early awakenings, especially, 3:30, 3:33 in the morning, those kind of things, those midnight hours. It's not usually right at midnight. Okay. On contrary to popular belief, it's usually a little bit later. Myself, 3:33 a.m. every single day, for, I don't even know how many years now, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Awesome. But I like my early morning. It's nice and quiet. I can connect with spirit. That's when I do a lot of my readings. Right now, it's the daytime at the moment, but it's nice and quiet. I have some coffee. It's my me time. It's my alone time. So I look at, being awoken up that early as a gift, as a blessing, right? And so you might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night because someone's trying to get your attention, spirit's trying to get your attention. That's a good time to connect with spirit, even if it's just a 5-minute meditation and then go back to sleep. Okay. But don't get frustrated. Okay. If you are trying to, connect spiritually some way, because again, sometimes it can take time and it requires patience, temperance, patience. Okay. King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, they are patient as well. But I think you'll be successful. Let's get a final message here for you guys. Unhookable. So we've got some interesting energies on there. I'm not sure if this is like a star calling you home. It kind of looks that way. Okay. And, we've got some beautiful rainbow energy, but we are shrouded in cloud. But here's the thing. No one can take your power away, right? No one can trap you. No one can hook you. Remember, we've got the Devil card coming out here. This is a reminder of how far you come, right? That's why you're surrounded and shrouded in rainbow, right? That's why you got the beautiful star shining over you there. Okay. You are unstoppable and no one can hold you back. When I get this card, I think of old, like talent shows, like back in the day. And if someone wants to get you off stage, they send out like that big hook and kind of like yank you back. No one's going to hook you, right? No one's going to yank you right off stage, right? It's a good time for you to shine. But I think I will, on this one, I'm going to read you the entire message from the book, because it probably explains that probably explains that just a little bit better and more articulate than my little Coles Notes version of it. Unhookable. Look at the progress you've made. You've arrived. Finally, healing and change are here. We know we've come a long way when we choose things that once triggered us no longer do. That person, that place, the old story, the family dynamic. After what feels like way too long, all of a sudden, what used to knock you off course or send you into a spin no longer does so. Instead of spiraling and giving away your power, you find yourself standing steady, whole, and tall. The thing or person that once had power over you no longer does. That wounded part of you has finally healed, right? Look at that, right? Remember, we've come a long way here. This card is a celebration of how far you've come and how much work you've done. It honors the path you've taken and the journey that you've been on. To be unhookable means that you've healed that which once threw you off course. To be unhookable means to stand in your own power. To be unhookable means that you draw your strength from within. To be unhookable means that your roots are deep and your inner connection is strong. Congratulations, you've come such a long way. Honor and acknowledge the progress that you've made. Celebrate the growth that you have achieved. Now, there is an activation with this. I honor my inner strength and authority. I draw my power from deep within. This devil, gone. Out the door. Out into the backyard. Right? He's gone. You are reclaiming your power, your victory, your strength, your capabilities, and it's a beautiful, beautiful time. I will leave that there for you, Scorpio. I do thank you so very much for watching. I do hope there was something here for you. If so, please do hit that like button. YouTube just changed the interface. It's dreadful. So please do try and hit the thumbs up and not accidentally the thumbs down. They are very close to each other. But I do thank you for watching, and I hope to see you here again. Bye.